prefer them without the top. Got a knot in it. Oh God, not your backside, my dick more big than it.
No.
Come on. Does anyone have a lace? Hello.
Oh yeah. Get down and get my food. Down.
I'm the star. He tells me.
You get the knots out?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll have to take there then.
Oh, look. He's got all that.
Because some know people better. Lucky here. You get hold of this then.
Pick it up down South Market Street.
This is what you call imagination.
Yo.
No, I'll show you about in a minute. It's off, it's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing some stuff in the video. Oh, well, it's alright, he'll be back.
Someone get this in for me. What? You know how to do it. Oh, God. Where's the girl? I wasn't there were loads of people out there.
Hold it for me. Thanks.
You're mad! You're mad. You're at the Albert Hall, looking like this. All of those little Richards, that's what I call them, little Richards. Faster, bitch.
Oh, okay, master.
There'll be a people always around me, you see. I wish my balls were there.
I wish they were too, master.
Oh, really?
No, I'll try. Saliva doesn't help.
Well, I do want
Keep going, because
Well done. So what do you need now?
we're going to do the interview now. Mal, are we ready for the interview? Are we ready for the interview now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Where do you want to do this interview?
Do you want to actually do it in here, Mal? Yes, obviously you do.
Okay, I'll just sit here.
I can throw you. Oh, you can sit there. Yeah?
Sorry, you can just carry on.
Is that all right like that, Mal? Sorry. Do you want him
You
actually?
move over just for action, Martin?
No, I can't. Why don't you go and stay?
We're not going to get finished.
3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Just be careful when you're walking around with that mic. Okay,
Tonight is, you rolling? You're talking to me, to Mel Reading from MTV.
Fine, okay.
All right.
Okay, TV.
Here we go.
We're on a big wide world.
It's a big night tonight for you.
It sure is a big night.
We're here at the Royal Albert Hall. Tell us a little bit about tonight's concert and how you've come up to this stage in your...
seems hard to believe that in one short year we're playing the Albert Hall. Always, for me, the pinnacle of success for rock and roll, right? All the great groups that I ever saw played the Albert Hall, whether it was Motley Crue or the Rolling Stones or T-Rex. This is the place to play. But we're going to do it different, because tonight, what we're doing for the first time, I'll explain a bit about it, is we're going to use interactive television. And that means not only you guys out there filming us and everybody else in the world's filming us, but we're going to be taking feeds from European television, from Moscow, from India, from wherever, France, cable news network from America. And we're going to be showing that behind us on the video wall, which is a digital wall where we can spread a picture across all those TV sets. But as well as the pictures as a backdrop, we're taking the sound of live television. So that when something interesting happens, if the Reagan-Gorbachev interview comes up on CNN, then we can feed that into the sound system, and the Reagan-Gorbachev interview becomes part of the music of Sigue Sigue Sputnik. So it means every night it's different, and it's totally topical. It's about what's happening now, which is about this group. So you're going to see that on the screens and hear it. So it's the first time a group has really interacted with its films, because it's never been done before, and it's a technological nightmare. So who knows what's going to happen?
Are you nervous?
Nervous?
Whether it will succeed or fail?
It's really funny, because for the last 6 weeks I've been as nervous as hell, but for the last 6 minutes I feel all right.
You're feeling relaxed now. This is part of 3 concerts that you're doing. You're doing the Albert Hall tonight, and then you go to America with this production, don't you?
That's right. We're going to do a similar thing in America, and we'll do the same thing in Madrid and in Rome. See, in the age of television, you don't have to be involved in those old-fashioned rock and roll tours where you trek around the country with a bunch of hippies in tow, you know, doing those old-fashioned places with some horrific backdrop. This is what it's about, live television. That's our media. The people who get our records are watching TV.
How serious do you think people take you? Because you've got an album entitled Flaunt It, and
Yeah.
a lot of what you're about has been straight, honest hype, isn't it?
I think the word hype is the word that you guys use, not us. I think what we're about is great ideas, we're about innovation, and the bottom line is we love rock and roll.
You've taken a lot of what you do and space exploration and some of the imagery of that.
Sure, because the group's about what's happening now, right? I walk down the street or into Virgin Records, and I hear groups talking about the same thing they've been talking about for the last 10 years. What this group is about what's happening now. When I walk down the street, when I walk into the video arcade, when I walk into the local hi-fi shop, or when I turn on the TV. That's what this group is about. It's about 1986, 1987. What's happening out there now?
One of the biggest things that you've done is set up this image about yourself, and in so doing, created a lot of expectation.
I think, you know, yeah, people expect the earth from us, and I tell you, it's goddamn difficult. Keep coming up with the new ideas. People always expect something new. Because from us, you don't just get a record. It's about something else. It's about having the record. When you buy our records, the great thing about it is, it's having the record. It's walking through the school corridor with a record under your arm. It's about walking down the street with a record under your arm. Because having that record says, this is what I'm involved in. I'm part of this scene. It's more than music.
In Britain, it's about singles primarily, and then albums follow. In America, it's the other way around. How do you think you're perceived in America? Because here, this is the country where you started, and Love Missile was the first single.
I think in America it's going real well in that we're selling an awful lot of albums on word of mouth, where people are saying, hey, here's something fresh. You know, they haven't read about it in Rolling Stone, they haven't seen posters all over the place, they heard about it on word of mouth thing, which is better, because it's not a hype. Kids found out for themselves, here is the freshest group out across here in England. It ain't something like Frankie Goes to Hollywood hype that rushes over and says, here we are, we're the greatest thing. People find out for themselves, and that's the way we wanted to play it in America.
To a large extent, you're...
Sounds so goddamn serious.
It does, doesn't it? Now, to a large extent, people haven't seen the Sputniks, have they?
Yeah, we'll see him in a minute, though.
See him in a minute. How do you see the live side of your performance, or is it something that's more of a multimedia thing?
I think the group's involved in television and music and film and everything that goes with it. This group is about stardom. Music is just part of it. People are buying personality here.
Now, I know you've done very well in America. I think you've sold about 100,000 copies of your album in the States without any airplay.
That's right.
Tell us about America, because that's a country where they see what we produce in Britain musically as being something kind of quirky and cultish, don't they? And if anything, you're very cultish. You've created your own...
I like to think that our group has a global understanding of things. I think our group is about America, it's about England, and it's about Tokyo. So I think we have a global, international attitude. I think Americans will understand what our group is about. What our group is about is success, about wanting to be the best.
Specifically, in America, you've got a concert in New York, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're going to be playing at the Palladium on Halloween night, which I guess will be a fun night to play, which is kind of a big deal night in America. And we'll have the whole, you know, technological nightmare. Who knows?
Something quirky about bands like yourself in Britain, where I think they might see it as a novelty. In America, do you think you've got a harder job to convince people of your aims?
I think not, because I think, as I said earlier, the bottom line of this group is we love rock and roll. It's about Elvis Presley, it's about Eddie Cochran, it's about rock and roll music, wild rock and roll music, simple rock and roll music, played upon the finest technology money can buy. So we're going to love it.
Something tells me that if you could book a flight on the shuttle, you'd be one of the first bands to go up there. Tell us about your ambitions for
Believe
the future.
me, if you can plug it in, if you can get it with a battery that recharges, I have one.
No, tell us about your plans for the future. What's the
I'd
plan?
like bigger PowerPoints in my house. That's what I'd like in the future, so I can plug more things in. The trouble with it, an itsy-bitsy little PowerPoint.
Well, this is stage 2,
I
isn't
want to
it?
get on that big American grid.
This is stage 2 of your career, in a way. You've done the album and the singles in Britain,
Yeah.
and now you're doing these multimedia live
Yeah.
performances. Where do you go
next?
from here?
Television, film, politics, immortality. Who knows?
You see yourself going on forever?
I think we can take it all away.
Yeah.
This group, out of all the groups, is the only group that could take it all away.
As a band, do you work like working musicians as a rock unit, or is it something...
Working musicians, I don't think there's any of that goes on. A lot of working goes
But
on.
music is one of the aspects to what you're about.
Sure, music is one of the aspects, and film and ideas and visuals and clothes and all of those things. I think it's our music is the product of conflict of personalities.
Now, you've got a single that's coming out in America. I think it's a slightly different order of release there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, a bit different all over the world. See, the good thing is then you sell a load on import, so you get twice the mileage. I have to do these things, right?
What's behind your thinking? I mean, you've obviously taken a hard, long look at the way the record industry works
I
and
think
media
really,
in general.
well, people often say that, is it like some contrived thing? I don't think it's like that. I think that basically everyone in the group is a real fan of rock and roll, and the way we market our records or the way we make the sleeves or whatever, we think like, when I walk into the store, what would I, as a real fan of rock and roll, in my wildest dream, like to buy? How would I like it packaged? What would I love to buy? And that's the group that we've made, the group that is our wildest fantasy of rock and roll, and that's what we have.
One of the innovations is having advertisements or commercials between the tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, where did that come from? Where did the idea
I
talk
don't know,
about?
they just pop into our little heads.
No, seriously.
One of those things.
First
I
band
think
ever-
it's a logical extension of the use of cut-up film imagery in the music, and I always describe that music as sounding like a splash painting of television images. So it's a logical extension to use advertising, because the sound of advertising is the sound of rock and roll in 1986. When I turn on the TV, I see advertising. That's what rock and roll sounds like. So, of course, rock and roll should have that on the record. And a smart rock and roller will be paid for it. And we are, and we have.
Now, you're seen as the main spokesman for Sigue Sigue Sputnik at the moment. Do you think
Yeah,
you'll see
okay.
your role like that always? As
Not
the
really,
main
I think really-
influence, main pusher of it?
No, I think that, you know, because I have a bit more experience than the others, I can maybe articulate ideas easier at this time, you know. But I think the thing is, you know, everybody in the group is different, you know, and the group works great because everybody's different. Everybody is about something else, has a different personality. So everyone is important. The whole wouldn't work without all the individual parts.
Music
If one part broke down, the whole lot would fail.
Music is about fashion, and if anything, in this country, more about the fads and fashions of the industry and not so much about the music. And you're
Yeah.
certainly leading...
This is very
it at the
in-depth,
moment.
Magenta. Are you sure this should be this long? Carry on.
Do you want to answer this?
Yeah.
No, seriously, I mean...
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is an image that you're creating in 1986.
Yeah.
Do you see it? What do you see for
I'll see it
1986?
different next week.
Yeah.
Who knows? I can tell you that. Get out of here.
Well, good luck tonight. And,
Good luck.
And when you get to America, I hope the reception...
If we get bored, we'll watch the telly.
Okay, Tony.
We'll see you in America. Thanks very much, guys.
Good one, thanks. Two special guests here tonight. Psychosexual phenomenon. Give these vocalists a warm surprise. This is massive retaliation.
Don't ever indeed